The Uninsurable, the Robert Downey Jr. RDJ Chronicles. The Descent. Imagine a man who has it all, the talent, the looks, the Hollywood pedigree, and watch him throw it into a dumpster fire. In the mid-90s, Robert Downey Jr. wasn't just a struggling actor, he was a walking headline. The darker stuff wasn't just a rumor, it was a reality of drug-induced hallucinations and total legal collapse. We're talking about a man who was found passed out in a child's bed in a neighbor's house because he thought it was his own. He was a frequent flyer in the Los Angeles County Jail, a man the industry labeled the Uninsurable. At this point, the world didn't see a future Iron Man, they saw a tragedy waiting to happen. The noise of the sirens was louder than the applause of the audience. The Burger King Epiphany, the mind switch didn't come from a spiritual retreat or a high-priced guru. It came in 2003, in a car filled with drugs, while eating a burger that tasted like rock bottom. Robert famously tells the story of pulling over at a Burger King and ordering a cheeseburger that was so vile, so disgusting, that it forced a moment of absolute clarity. It was a sensory overload that snapped him back to reality. He realized that if he couldn't even enjoy a simple meal because of what he was putting into his body, he had lost everything that made him human. That was the click. He didn't finish the burger. Instead, he drove to the ocean and threw every single illicit substance he owned into the crashing waves of the Pacific. He decided, right then, that the old Robert was dead. The invisible grind. But a mind switch isn't a magic trick, it's a marathon. For the next 5 years, Robert lived in a professional wilderness. He practiced Wing Chun martial arts with a discipline that bordered on obsession, using the physical pain of training to rewire his brain's reward system. He took uninsurable roles, small parts in indie films where the directors had to withhold his salary until the movie wrapped just to make sure he stayed sober. He was humble, he was quiet, he was proving to himself, and a skeptical Hollywood, that he could be trusted with a single day of work. He traded the adrenaline of the nightlife for the steady, rhythmic sound of a wooden dummy in a martial arts studio. The resurrection. Then came 2008. When Jon Favreau fought to cast him as Tony Stark, the executives were terrified. They saw a risk. Favreau saw a man who had actually lived the redemption arc he was about to act out. When that red and gold helmet closed for the first time, it wasn't just a movie moment, it was the ultimate reboot. Robert Downey Jr. didn't just return to fame, he became the pillar of the biggest cinematic franchise in history. He went from a prison cell to a global icon, proving that your history is a map of where you've been, not a prophecy of where you're going. If he can reboot from that level of self-destruction, what is stopping you? This is MindSwitch TV. Your second act starts now.